the advice of you guys and finally got myself a 2-point sling. Now, to be fair, this is like a...
What's up, you guys? It's your boy Spec Ops here. Um, yes, slings can be expensive, but it really kind of depends on what your playing style, what type of gear you're using, and all that other stuff. So the price of slings will vary. Take it from me, I'm not really much of the sling guy per se, but once I got further into airsoft and further watching videos, studying, and like learning different things, I have been getting into slings lately. So, with that being said, like if you're rocking a plate carrier, you can run just to hang your rifle there a 1-point sling, especially if that rifle is going to be your absolute primary. It does suck to transition because, well, depending on how you rig it, because I have my 1-point sling rigged where it is under the shoulder blade or the shoulder straps. So that would do is basically hang my rifle off of my chest, and it's right there. And the fact that it's a bungee thing, it does go down a bit, so that will hit the family jewels, quote unquote. But like I said, during COVID and all that other stuff, and I watched this guy named Nico from beginning to now. You take one British rifleman and you get him into airsoft. The first time I saw this guy, I was like, okay. But obviously, he has military experience, so obviously he's gonna wipe out the whole competition, and he did. And, further along, this guy took off and he was showing all of his tactical gear, explaining what goes to what, why did he buy this, and like explaining his own mindset. So, and then there's one skill that I learned from this guy, which changed up my whole entire airsoft playing style, and that is transitioning from rifle to pistol. Because back in the day, I would think like, hey, I have more ammo in a rifle and I don't go through that many rounds that quick, so let me just do that because I would be the douche and have all the high cap mags with like 300 rounds or plus. So I really didn't run out of ammo. But during the whole transition thing years ago where all of the guys like updated their gear because of milsims, and we went to this event called Bad Blood. Not really my favorite event, honestly, because you can use full auto, but now like I'm sure you either can or cannot. I haven't been to Bad Blood since 2016. So with that being said, I'm sure the rules have changed, I hope, for the better. But you're only allowed to run mid caps, but yeah, you can run full auto. So that's 140 rounds going downfield, and you're running out of ammo quick. And you don't have the speed loaders to refill that. Now, with that being said, obviously, most of the airsoft guys out here, you're going to be like, well, why'd you carry that many rounds? Because it sounds like a Morocco going off. Well, we were patrolling the woods somewhere, I forgot. And we came under heavy fire. And that was a firefight. And we were protecting one guy. But these guys were hitting us from like whatever. Obviously, again, we didn't know about really the internal upgrades of airsoft guns at the time. So obviously we were outgunned at that rate. But that's not why we're talking about this. Slings, like I said, I have take my Crytek right there. It's got a 2-point sling mount. Granted, I had to install the key mod one to the front, and with the new stock I got it, I had to get a one of the not key mods actually, the rail segments for the sling that goes into it. I forgot what it's called, professionally speaking. But that I can run a 2-point sling on. And because it's such a medium-sized rifle, By the way, this is just an education TikTok. This is not a real firearm. It is airsoft, emphasis on the orange cap. Um, but mind you, guys, um, changing my playing style wasn't exactly easy at the first because you're thinking, how can you shoot lefty? Because, well, think about it, we're running dominant hands on rifles. So once you learn that skill, it's a whole different ball game because you can line up on the right side of a wall and yet you can shoot with your left. So people aren't going to expect you. As soon as they turn that corner, your rifle's on your left side. You're putting them down a lot quicker than they can put down you. Unless they're gonna like back off a bit, manipulate cover, and then slowly either pie or you snapshot, like in paintball, and you're gonna get me before I get you. Now that's if you're coming off of a corner, because one person can stay close to the wall, and another person can stay on the outside. Like I said, pieing said corner, or stepping at least 2 feet off the cover, and then just like snap their head, snap shooting, peeking, and get the cover down range. But at least with a 2-point sling, mind you, it is going to be faster to transition from rifle to pistol because you're not worried about it hitting your family jewels with a 2-point sling, and especially have like the heavier plate carriers. It is better with a 2-point sling, so you can just sling it over. You pull the rifle that's on your hip, on your right or left side, and you're putting them down a lot quicker. But slings are very useful, and it took me a while to realize that. So it did. Granted, I know I haven't been active as much, but I'm trying to be more active. But the tough thing is, this is a medium-sized rifle, airsoft rifle, and yet I run an SM. I'm starting to run SMGs a little bit, so it's a little bit hard to transition. And because it's also a P-Star adapted thing, it's kind of hard to transition from SMG to pistol, especially with the AAPO1, because that is a very, very specific holster. It's not like a regular holster where you can just, hey, you press the lock with an omnivore or whatever, and it comes right out. The AAPO1 pistol, you pull a little trigger, and the whole pistol comes out. Granted, I think, honestly, they should invent a drop leg attachment for that, or at least put it, like, the back of Molly, so you can just switch it out. Instead of having the belt part, you just have the leg strap part, because I guarantee if I had that on my thigh, it'd be a lot easier to transition. But again, we'll see what the future holds, because airsoft has changed since I grew up. But anyway, I hope everybody has enjoyed this segment, and we'll catch you on the next one. This is Spec Off signing off for now. If you want to watch me actually transitioning, you go from here, which it should be in the bio. You go from here to my YouTube, and it will show you how transitioning from rifle to pistol comes in handy. I know the layout is now different over at Strikeforce, so it may not work efficiently, and I would have to get reused to it. But still, guys, get a sling that actually works and very well explained. But honestly, to the Nerf builders out there, I'm very impressed that you guys are actually doing better than what we had growing up. So we'll catch you on the next one. This is Spec Off signing off for now.